When it comes to Sonic games, SEGA is not usually very fond of re-releasing them. In recent years, we've gotten some Sonic remasters and ports like Colors Ultimate, Origins, and Sonic X Shadow Generations, but all of those kinda sucked. Colors Ultimate had so many issues at launch. Glitches, bugs, graphical issues, everything went wrong here. Origins also had some weird inconsistencies with physics, resolution, audio, and just a lot more with the gameplay. And while Shadow Generations was a fantastic game, the Sonic Generations side of the collection wasn't improved all too much. Graphically, it still looked highly outdated compared to Shadow Generations. And then there are the games that fans have been begging for SEGA to remaster or port for the longest time now. Sonic Unleashed, Sonic 06, and the adventure games, all of which have never seen a modern re-release, at least not officially. That brings in fan projects. Ever since the dawn of time, Sonic fans have been creating fan games, some of which attempt to remaster or even remake certain Sonic games that SEGA just downright refuses to. Sonic 06 was a terrible game and nearly killed the damn franchise. I'm sure we all know the story by now. But a lot of people, myself included, have always seen the potential in Sonic 06. It was mainly held back by technical issues, which caused the game to just feel unfinished all around. But at its core, there was something there, and thankfully we have Sonic Project 06 to get a glimpse at what Sonic 06 could have been. This project, headed by Chaos X, aims to remake all of the stages from Sonic 06 in Unity, with updated visuals, physics, and other quality of life improvements. The changes this remake adds to 06 are nothing short of fantastic. It feels like a completely different game. Really, the only thing that remains fully intact here is the level design, which is fine because 06, despite all of its shortcomings, still had great level design. So being able to run through these levels with gameplay that is actually fun is fantastic. Sonic feels more like he does in the adventure games, if you ask me. He has actual momentum. I know many Sonic fans don't like hearing that word nowadays. His homing attack is more quick and snappy, the gems are more balanced and aren't broken, and yeah, Sonic is really fun. The two characters with the most drastic changes are Silver and Amy. Silver was horrendous in 06, and it sucked because you had to play as him a lot to beat the game. But along with improving his attacks and abilities, this remake also enhances his speed a ton. That one minor change ends up making Silver one of the most fun characters to play as in this game. And as for Amy, she has received a complete overhaul, with some moves mimicking her moveset from Sonic Adventure. But this is still a million times better than that. I just wish there were more opportunities to play as Amy because she is really fun to play as. The other characters have received significant upgrades as well, making every character in this game a blast to play as. Visually, this game is stunning. It is very hardware taxing though, so you do need a pretty high-end PC build to play this game at max settings. However, there are many customizable graphical options to optimize the game for your build, so that's a plus. But even though Chaos X has already stated that he won't be adding anything outside of the main stages and boss fights, I still think Project 06 is an awesome remake of a once terrible Sonic game. It's not an outright replacement for 06, and it shouldn't be used as a defense for 06, but on its own, it's one of the best Sonic fan projects I have ever played. Moving on to mods, there are a lot of fan-made Sonic mods that make enhancements to the games. One of the more major ones is Blue Wolf's Sonic Colors Ultimate Project Re-Rainbow. As previously mentioned, Colors Ultimate was dog shit. Calling this game a remaster is insulting to the entire video game industry. It just looks terrible, even worse than the Wii version of the original game that came out 11 years prior. And that's not even mentioning all of the horrendous bugs, animation issues, and horribly upscaled cutscenes. It was just a mess all around. So even after Colors Ultimate was released, we were still craving an actual good Sonic Colors remaster, and thankfully we got that with Project Re-Rainbow. This is a complete graphical overhaul for Sonic Colors Ultimate, changing nearly everything about the game visually, and making it look like an actual Sonic remaster. The lighting, textures, models, and everything was changed to not only make it more faithful to the original colors, but also to just make it look good. Blind Squirrel made a ton of unnecessary changes to colors for literally no reason, so Re-Rainbow goes back and makes the game look more visually appealing. I appreciate the changes made to Sonic himself, as he no longer has that robotic, glossy look to him. He looks like an actual living being now. The cutscenes have also been completely redone, and they look so much better than the AI upscaled mess that was in the original game, but that's just scratching the surface. We would honestly be here all day if I talked about every little change made to Colors Ultimate through this mod, and there's still a lot to be added. The mod is far from completion, and I can't wait to see what the final version looks like. But what we have now is still miles better than the base game. And finally, we have fan-made ports. You already know which one I'm going to talk about. Sonic Unleashed. Out of every Sonic game in existence, a modern port of this game has been requested the most, and for good reason. This is considered to be one of the best Sonic games, but for the longest time, the only viable way to to play it was on PS3 or Xbox 360, which both had major visual and performance issues, especially the PS3 version. Eventually, we did get a 60 FPS upgrade for the game through Xbox Series X and S backwards compatibility, which made the game so much better, but there was still more to be desired as the game didn't go higher than around 720p. And it's not even true 720p, it's like 700p. And the only way people were able to conveniently play this game on PC was through emulation, and that has its own issues. With a good enough PC build, you can get this game running stably through Xenia at the native 700p and 60 FPS, but you couldn't go above that without insane graphical issues and crashes. It was not the best. So we were all still itching for an actual native port of Sonic Unleashed to PC, and on March 1st, 2025, we finally got it. Sonic Unleashed Recompiled is a full, unofficial PC port of Sonic Unleashed by HedgeDev. It's not a full decompilation of the game, as that likely won't happen for another 20 years or so, but instead, this port was possible through static recompilation, which from my understanding is done through re-engineering the code of the Xbox 360 version of the game to run through a PC executable. All you have to do is download the installer, drag and drop your copy of the Xbox 360 version of the game. There is absolutely no way you can use the internet to find a ROM of the game to use instead. Sorry, you can't do it. Totally. But yeah, once you do that, you're in the game, and it runs flawlessly. I literally have no complaints. You can get this game to run at an unlocked frame rate and 4K resolution, and it looks stunning. And of course, with the game running on an SSD, the game loads much quicker as well. There are also many new quality of life features and options, so you can customize things like shadows, motion blur, button icons, the whole 9 yards. With mods, you can also get things like upscaled textures, better UI elements, more playable characters, and everything else that's normally possible through modding. The DLC is also fully playable, so you can experience everything the game has to offer through this port. All of that makes this the current definitive way to experience Sonic Unleashed. We finally have a way to play Unleashed without any graphical or performance limitations, and because of that, this is 100% my favorite Sonic game now. The only bittersweet thing about it is that if SEGA was planning to port this game, it wouldn't nearly be as impactful, even if it was a really good port. But I guess it doesn't matter because Sonic Unleashed Recompiled is everything I ever wanted from an Unleashed port. So even when SEGA refuses to port or remaster games that fans have been requesting for a long time, we have fans to make amazing ports and remakes of those games, and I am very grateful for that. I will leave links to all of these projects in the description if you're interested. But that's all from me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.